Just gonna talk about what I'd like to see this upcoming week, and then while everything's a little weird, hopefully we'll see some consistency in April and May. That's what I'm looking at primarily. All this junk needs to be dealt with. Um, we've swept out a lot, and we bounced tremendously from this weekly gap, as the previous videos have covered. And now we're sitting here. We retested this BPR. This is just a quick recap. Retested this BPR. And so I am seeing bullish. I am seeing bullish. I think that although things are bad right now in the world, it is not as bad for the stock market as it is for the common people. So try to keep that in mind. The stock market does not, move up and down based on the perception of the common people. So here's what I want to see for next week is I don't want to see us flatten out. I want to see us run this rather quickly. And these would be my targets. This could happen quickly, or it could reprice after taking these out. But these are major targets that I'm seeing. And that weekly is just filled with volume imbalances, and I see us moving up there. That's on the daily. The lowest I would like to see it go to maintain my thesis is the midpoint of this wick here, which will make more sense when we drop down on a lower time frame. But this is really what I'm looking for here. Is that, let's actually flip it. Let's actually flip this. So make more sense. Okay. So just woke up. The lowest I would like to see this come is really the midpoint. If it needs to come lower than that, maybe. I don't really want to see it come down to the Thursday low. That would make it tougher for me to maintain my thesis, unless it just plays off of this wick, which would be genuinely difficult, but it's always on my mind. Let's see it on the daily again. So yeah, I mean, really we're looking for midpoint of the wick is the absolute lowest. But we have things to play off of here, like this inverse 4-hour, which it's already respected in terms of the body during the bank holiday. That was Good Friday. And then there we go. We also have this guy. Now, typically, especially since we got a very beautiful retracement from Wednesday and into the evening of Thursday, or into the evening of Wednesday, Asia and London overnight, I'm not expecting major retracements to occur. I'm expecting a run on these levels rather quickly. I would like to see it even just open up and go straight there, but I don't need it to. That's just what I would like to see. This was also a major update. This got me in March. This major update that was not sustained. Now, the next video that I make is going to be talking about price action in February and March. And this is one of the biggest things. I didn't think March was awful, but one of the big difficulties was this, for me, was this giant move. Like, here's a little bit cleaner. Here, I'll show you. This is a little bit cleaner here, because you have this down move and it gets sustained. Okay, we like bounce around, we actually do sweep this out, and then it gets sustained and it breaks down. Okay. But then we have this giant bounce that is not sustained. It's just manipulation, essentially, in hindsight. I was expecting a bounce out of here and we go bullish, as I'm expecting now. Now, if this dies off, which is possible, if this were to be fake as well, we're looking to rebalance lower, but as I've said in the other videos, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to do that. So I'm seeing bullish. I'm open to taking longs and starting to attack all of this that we have up here that I see as a borderline low resistance liquidity run. It's not perfect, but it's sitting there and there's a lot of targets up there. And I would say that we're in discount. I would definitely say that. Let's go ahead and do this one actually. Let's do it the other way. If we're looking at the dealing range of pretty much this year, you know, if you wanted to do that, I'm fine with that too. So here we go. I mean, a perfect bounce would be inside of here. Will we get that? I don't know. I'm fine to be bullish before that. I'm fine to put slightly looser stops on my longs until I have my bias disproven. And I'm excited to see if we're going to clear up for these next 2 months. Summer, I don't anticipate to be great. It never is. It's usually pretty thin. It's usually pretty thin, but who knows? Who knows this year? My biggest points of focus for the year are usually April, May, and then the fall. The fall is great all the way up until, you know, the last 2 weeks or so of December. And then first week of January is decent, and after that, you know, can get muddy. But that's basically my weekly bias going forward, or maybe even monthly bias. Okay. It's important to look at this. That makes sense after seeing the weekly chart. This is a major target for us. And that is 900 points away. That's not far away. Wow, we actually bounced out of a monthly gap too. Look at that, boys. I never look at the monthly chart, but it's interesting. Very, 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 very interesting. Very telling. We do have this, but to me, that was just tariff manipulation, and then we inversed it and ran. So I'm not foreseeing a ton more down move. If it happens, I do see where it might catch, but that just seems very low to come back all the way to where we were dealing with tariffs. So we'll see. We'll see. Short and sweet. That's my bias. And then my next video, probably tomorrow or Sunday, will be going over what to do to swim in February and March, and why it was not optimal, and how you can recognize it or get around it. So please enjoy. Giveaways in the Discord. We're doing 10 Lucid Flexes every single month, so definitely take advantage of that if you're trying to build up your capital. Peace.